Alrighty, here we go. Back on here with another YouTube video. So, just adjust this real quickly. Okay, how's it going, guys? It's Alan here, and it's been a while since I did one my recap video, my weekly recap videos. I don't know what happened. I think I just lost motivation, but I'm gonna try my best to do them, bring them back again to finish out this semester. And so, yeah. Let me just recap what happened after what was my last video? Week 6? I think it was week 6. Let me look at my thumbnails. What was the last thumbnail that I did? Yeah, it was the week 6 recap. So let me just tell y'all what happened after week 6. Yeah. So I posted about the Wind Ensemble concert, our first one. So yeah, that went good. It's pretty much up on there. And so since then, I've had the following week, week 7, I had the orchestra concert, the scholarship orchestra concert. I'm going to put some photos up on here. So. Yeah. And then after the orchestra concert, went into spring break. So yeah. And then for spring break, we celebrated my sister's birthday. We went to Lubbock to buy the food that I was gonna cook for the birthday, and yeah, nothing much happened during spring break. It was just kind of relaxing. So yeah. And then the week after spring break, me and my sister came back Sunday. Her birthday was Saturday, and yeah, I immediately started to practice because we're back in school now. So yeah. And then I had a test, a playing test. I think it was, I forgot. I think it was the timpani playing test at that time for percussion methods. Then yeah. And then for orchestra, we got new music. So, yeah. And what else happened? I think nothing much happened after the week after spring break. And then so, a few weeks go by. Later weeks go by. And then I'm just going to tell you the current events that happened. So we had our percussion ensemble concert, which I'm a part of. I'm going to put a few more pictures up on here onto the screen. And yeah. And so after the percussion ensemble concert, I had I forgot. Oh, I also joined the tenor bass choir again, so I'm in choir again. So yeah, that's fun. And yeah, had the scholarship dinner. So I'm gonna put more photos up on the screen. It's just a lot of photos. So yeah. And then after the scholarship dinner, the scholarship dinner happened before the percussion ensemble concert. It was a week later, and so the first 1 week it was the scholarship concert. The next week was the percussion ensemble concert, and then the next week yeah, now we're up to today, or this week, this past week. And so this past week was the Amas Formal, and it was really fun. I got an award. I have it right here. It's the Silent Influencer Award, and this award is the dedication and commitment to the organization that's not recognizable. It's been often unrecognized. So yeah, it's because recently I've been attending these Amas officer meetings, and so, yeah. And also I tell the officers a little bit more stuff of what's happening with me and all my music life, so, yeah. And so, I got a pin. I got a new pin for my suit jacket. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of me wearing it, and, I mean, without it. So, yeah. Moss Formal was fun. And then yesterday, but now we're caught up to yesterday. Or caught, yeah. So yesterday was the Amos alumni game. And so it was our current members versus the alumni. And boy, we got blown out. I forgot the score. I think it was like 23-11. It was all offense, but no defense. So, yeah, congrats to alumni, even though, yeah, just congrats to everyone. Okay. I myself am a competitive sports fan. I like to watch competitive sports. And so I was, I mean, it is what it is. It's all for the fun. But yeah. And then a few hours later, me and my sister headed to Fredericksburg, down to Fredericksburg, to go watch my string orchestra friends and my director perform. And so I got a few photos. I'm also going to put up a few more photos of the Amos Formal. So the Amos Formal photos first, and then the Fredericksburg orchestra performance then. And so, yeah. Yeah, it was a collaboration concert between the San Angelo, or not the San Angelo Symphony, the Angelo State Symphony Strings Orchestra, String Orchestra, and then along with the Fredericksburg Community Orchestra. So they all joined together, and they did a performance of Vivaldi's Four Seasons, all four seasons, like all four of the pieces. They were separate concertos, but yeah, all four of the pieces. And so, yeah, it was really fun. Really, really enjoyed it. My orchestra director was the featured soloist. And so, yeah, just good job to everyone. My professor, my string methods professor from last semester, she also went, so it was good to see everyone. And so, yeah. And then I take a picture with one of my friends. I'm not going to put it up on the screen because of privacy reasons. But, yeah. Then, since they were going to be traveling later, since I was there, I was going to leave really quickly. Get a picture. Well, I only got a picture with one of my friends, so, yeah. Went to go say hi to everyone, congratulated them, and so, yeah. And so since my string orchestra friends were going to travel behind me, I had to get two of my professors' phone numbers just in case, something happens with me, because they're going to be behind me most of the time. And so I got my string methods professor's phone number, and I got my orchestra director's phone number, both of them. So anytime they get a call from me, then they know that something's happening. So, yeah. We left the venue really quickly, and we went to go get gas in Fredericksburg. Originally, we were going to get food, but I was so much in a rush, I was like, no, frick it. We're just going to get food later. And so, yeah. And then we get gas. We leave Fredericksburg really quickly. I mean, I didn't speed, but we left it. We left. Kind of in a rush. But, yeah. And then the next thing you know, I get pulled over by the police. So I wasn't speeding. Didn't get a speeding ticket. But one thing I did not know was you're not supposed to flash your beam lights very brightly. So I had those on because I wanted to see the entire road, but can't do that. Well, you can't. Well, yeah, you just can't. So you got to make sure the lights are dim. So yeah, the officer pulled me over. He was really chilled, really nice. I comprehended with him. I cooperated and gave him my license and just let me go off with a warning and told him that I was traveling back from Fredericksburg to San Angelo. So yeah. And so the police pulled me over. It was all good. And then, yeah. And then we get to Menard. Things start to go downhill from here on out. So we get to Menard. I, for some reason, took the wrong turn. So, yeah, I'm going to put a picture of Google Maps. I'm going to a screenshots of Google Maps. I'm going to put it right here. And so you're supposed to go from, you're supposed to take a turn on State Highway 29, Texas State Highway 29. And, you know, you're supposed to go from Mason to Menard. And so, yeah. But what ended up happening was that instead of going from 29 or from 87 to 29, I took 87 just straight on. I didn't even notice that I made the wrong turn. So that was my bad, and I had to tell my sister, we made the wrong turn. We made a wrong turn. So instead of going from Mason to Menard, I ended up going from Mason to Brady somehow. And so it was not good. It was not good. But I called my professor, and she said, like, oh no. But yeah, they were not behind. They weren't that far behind me. So yeah. And so they ended up getting there first. And we stopped in Brady to get food because, yeah, I just had to. I'm just gonna accept the fact that they were gonna arrive first before me. So yeah. And then we saw lightning out into the distance, and we were driving into this scary thunderstorm. Well, it wasn't scary. It was just rain, lightning, the occasional thunder, and a little bit of wind. And so it was nerve-wracking to drive. And it started downpouring rain right in between Eden and Brady, so we got the worst of it. And then it really got bad in between Eden and Wall, so it was rough. Rough. And then I decided to call I decided to call my orchestra director, and you know, he told me that you're gonna be fine, just drive slowly, and yeah, because they drove what I drove through as well. It was really scary. So yeah, me and my sister made it back to San Angelo right around midnight. So yeah. And so yeah, that was the Fredericksburg trip. On the way to Fredericksburg from San Angelo, it was really boring, but it was also really nice. So yeah. And so we're here today. So today, what happened? I didn't wake up till 12 p.m. So yeah. And then just a few minutes ago, I got back from watching the Angelo State music faculty do a concert all together. So they all did really well. And so, yeah. And now for this upcoming week, we have our wind ensemble concert this upcoming Saturday. So we're down to like 6 days now. So yeah. And so, yep. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. And yeah. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe as well, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.